India and the government in the past 1 year has done a lot to ensure that imports are curbed. It put in place a sort of regulation that it pulled back on. It called it not so much of a regulation, but we now know by the way of figures that are coming in when it comes to PCs and laptops and the import numbers that imports from China have gone up by as much as 11% in the month of 11.3% in the month of December, and China's total share of that shipment has now risen to 89.4% in December alone.
Right, and that's because there is a legacy that's going on still with China. What is happening right now is a turnaround of that legacy, Shweta, which is a continuation of what we're talking about, be it making semiconductor chips or making electronics in this country. Even while making, the issue is this, it's an entire supply chain, right? You want to make a mobile phone over here, there are so many components and parts that go into making the mobile phone. We are assembling enough and more mobile phones in this country. So are we manufacturing every piece of a mobile phone, a tablet and a PC in this country? No. Yet still, even as of today, so many of those components still get made out of China, still get made out of other countries. You have now, as we speak, other countries like Japan wanted to step up its own ability to manufacture semiconductor chips as well. So the problem here is that the imports still have that number that they do simply because the components still come from China.
Absolutely.
Everything from making batteries, for example, electric vehicle batteries. So many of those battery components have to still come from China. Even if we can learn to make high semiconductor chips in this country. So for that to turn around, that's what I meant. It will take around anywhere between 5 to 7 years for this entire situation to turn around, and for you to see that import number from China to be on a negative trend downwards.
And just to quickly also run our viewers through what has happened in the course of last 5 to 6 months, and which is by the way of restrictions that the government announced way back in August of 2023. Those restrictions got a lot of people jittery in the IT space, in electronics manufacturing space, post which we've seen a jump in imports in the month of September and October. That August deadline was then extended to 1st of November, post which we now know that an active online mechanism has kicked in that is monitoring the kind of imports that India is seeing. So while there was a dip in November, those numbers have gone up again in the month of December, risen to the tune of about 11%. We'll of course keep bringing those numbers here for you, but when it comes to IT hardware like laptops and PCs manufacturing, it looks like China is still a very important partner.